Okay, so this news could be enormous for professional grappling and jiu-jitsu. Multiple outlets, including JITSU magazine, are reporting that the UFC is going to launch its own grappling league, possibly announcing it tonight at UFC 209, Jones versus Miocic. But I just wanted to talk for a little bit about how massive this could be for jiu-jitsu and what the implications might be. So you might have noticed that the UFC is slowly but surely investing a little bit more in jiu-jitsu every year. They started off showing Polaris and Quintet, which were awesome, and they still run Polaris shows and other things like that, but really kind of kicked off in the last few years when they launched the Fight Pass Invitational, which was really fun. Like it started as a super fight, it started as a team thing between, you know, UFC fighters. They get grapplers in, they get guys from Strikeforce, WEC Pride, all that kind of stuff, and it was really good fun. Obviously it wasn't for the hardcore grappling fans, but it was a really good like introduction for MMA fans into jiu-jitsu, but with people that they know. And obviously Fight Pass Invitational has gone on to become an actual genuine sort of super fight promotion with people like Gordon Ryan, Nicky Rod, Craig, all the B Team boys, all the high level guys in the world basically competing on there. According to JITSU magazine, various sources, they're going to launch a genuine bona fide grappling league in the UFC, which is massive. And you might remember actually UFC Fight Pass technically got the rights to stream ADCC 2024, but then Flow Grappling upped their offer, probably a lot of money, and took it away, which sucks because I think most people would have preferred it being on Fight Pass than Flow Grappling, because a lot of people have Fight Pass. It's good. I like watching Pride fights. Now, having Fight Pass in particular be the platform for jiu-jitsu can't really be overstated how much of a big deal that is, because it's compared to things like Flow Grappling, it's incredibly affordable, and a lot of people already have it because, you know, it has every single UFC fight, Strikeforce, Pride, anything you want to watch. Most live events are on there as well, so like a lot of people already have Fight Pass. It can't be overstated how many more people watch UFC than watch jiu-jitsu, right? So the more that you want to get that audience over, which we do, we really want to get that. The more we get, the better. And this grappling league potentially being on Fight Pass, you know, it's massive for getting an audience of MMA fans over to jiu-jitsu. So Dana White himself actually broke the news that Mikey Musumeci was the first grappler to be signed to an official exclusive UFC grappling contract, which is kind of where all the rumors began. And the whispers are, he's not the only one. They just haven't announced anyone else yet. Apparently they've approached a lot of the top grapplers in the world, and it's gonna be really interesting to see the kind of people that come out. A lot of people probably would have expected Gordon to be the first to be announced because he has a lot of, you know, he has a good relationship with the UFC, but I can imagine that the money that they're offering is very good because they have the resources. So I can see a lot of professional, like a lot of the top guys and girls coming over. Now there's a lot we don't know, but I think an interesting point about it is these are exclusive contracts. So people won't be able to take, you imagine, people won't be able to take fights at Polaris, at Submission Underground, if it's still around, or, you know, other places like that. But I wonder if there's going to be any clauses in there related to, you know, Worlds or ADCC or Craig Jones Invitational, because I don't think a lot of people are going to want to pass up the opportunity to still become, you know, gold medalist at ADCC or win the Millie at Craig Jones. So I wonder if they're going to have to organize that, or if this is, you know, this could potentially not be a great thing in terms of having exclusivity contracts. The one good thing about jiu-jitsu not being a promotional thing these past few years is people can fight wherever they want. You might see Craig pop up on Polaris, you might see him pop up at ACC, you might see him start his own promotion. You know, it creates a lot of competition, and that's healthy. It really has to be said, I don't think this is a bad thing. You know, the kind of resources that they're going to have, the kind of money that they're going to be able to put into it, the kind of marketing that you're going to be able to do, you know, on pay-per-views in between rounds. They always bring up who's fighting on Fight Pass Invitational. If they push jiu-jitsu and a new jiu-jitsu league into the face of UFC fandom, the sky's the limit in terms of like the audience growth and you know, the mainstream appeal that jiu-jitsu can get from this, which is awesome. And obviously with that, not only do the fighters get a massive amount of new exposure, which means selling their instructionals and things like that, but they will get paid. You can't imagine that people are going to sign exclusive contracts, and you can't imagine that the UFC is not going to be paying people. You know, this is a $7 billion, $8 billion, $9 billion company. They've got more resources than anyone in the jiu-jitsu world has. Now, one thing I thought about, and this is definitely not going to happen, right? But imagine if they did it the one championship way, in between MMA fights on UFC pay-per-view cards, having grappling matches, like in the cage. That would be probably the biggest thing in the history of the sport, but I highly doubt they're going to do it. They're not going to want to mess with something so, you know, so mainstream and such like a specific brand. I don't think they're going to be bringing jiu-jitsu into the octagon, but regardless, this is a huge deal for Jiu-Jitsu. I can't wait to see what other information we get in the next little while. Like I said, the whispers are they're going to be announcing it tonight as I'm recording this on the 16th of November at the Stipe Miocic John Jones card. Honestly, who knows what's going to happen? I can't wait though. One way or another, this is big for Jiu-Jitsu, and this is the biggest year in the history of Jiu-Jitsu. You know, Craig Jones, the ADCC drama, this happening now, the money that these athletes are going to get paid, and like the matches that we're going to have, I just don't think we can, you know, I think it's only going to continue going up. So this is huge. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. I really like to talk in the comments. I will always reply. I will always reply to your comment, I promise, unless you're being a dick, you know. If you're interested in getting your hands on some tasty Jiu-Jitsu gear, you can get 15% off discount at the Great X Marshall if you follow the link below. They make some lovely gear. You can even get custom stuff made, so make sure you go and check that out. And also, if you are looking for more Jiu-Jitsu instructionals, look no further than Jiu-Jitsu. Subscription-based service with guys like Mason Fowler, Jason Rao, John Callistine. Excellent stuff on there. And like I said, there's a link in the description for that as well. If you use the code CombatArcade, you will get a discount off of your first payment. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the fights tonight. And yeah, Jake Paul's a dick.